Hi, welcome back to another video. Today's video is on my review of Fushigi. And this is a different type of video because normally I usually show you my hauls or what I have, but I actually want to try and review things now. So long story short, I was sick and I was cleaning and I came across some old DVDs of Fushigi's that I got when I was in middle school, and I just popped it in the DVD player and I started watching the anime, and while I was watching I remember I had the mangas. So while I was watching the anime, I was like reading the mangas as well and see what were the differences and what were similar. So the anime itself was about 52 episodes, the mangas were 18 volumes, so I managed to watch the entire series and read the whole manga in a single day. So the story is basically two Japanese girls, Miyaka and Yui. They ended up in a book called The Universe of the Four Gods. One becomes the priestess of Suzaku, and one becomes the priestess of Shiryu. So each of them has 7 warriors, and they go on a quest to try and summon Suzaku and Shiryu, and a lot of things happen. And yeah, in the end, they both summoned and they got their wishes. They saved their countries and they saved each other, and she ends up with that guy, Tamahome, and she just ends up being happy again. To be honest, I prefer the main heroine with the emperor. His name is Hotohori. But yeah, this story, it has comedy, it has drama, it has a lot of people dying left and right. It's like, when I watched the anime, I didn't read the manga yet, and one of her 7 warriors died. I kind of stopped watching the anime for a while because it hurt so bad. And then eventually, when I started watching again, more and more people kept dying, and in the end, it turned out for the best. And they even had like after stories, which is actually part of the manga, so you get to see what happens when they reincarnate or how their souls were wandering around. But in the end, it was a happy ending for everybody. So I did find quite a few differences like in the manga. I wish they stick with the manga, but I guess they had to do it a little bit different. So I'm glad I have the manga, so if you can, get the manga and read the manga and then watch the anime. So anyway, so there's actually 4 gods, so there's 4 priestesses. So this main 18-volume story was basically on Suzaku, which was the phoenix god, and Shiryu, which was the dragon god. And several years later, the creator Yu Watase did an arc on the Genbu priestess. So yeah, she started up in 2003, so I literally graduated high school already. So Fushigi I watched when I was in middle school, and then this series started when I was in high school. No, when I finished high school, so yeah, the original took a while. So yeah, so this is the priestess of Genbu. Her name is Takiko, and this is one of her warriors, which was Uriki. The creator, I forgot if it was a guy or a girl, but she created like 4 of the volumes, and then she went into a hiatus, which she didn't write for a while, so I kind of forgot about it. So she finished the series, so she started in 2003 and she finished in 2013, and I just barely got the rest of them last year, but I just got them just to support her. I didn't read them until last night. I got curious about the Genbu priestess, so I stayed up all night and read the Genbu priestess. So my 2 cents, I think the Genbu story was a lot better than Suzaku or Shiryu story, and she didn't end up with her. I find out which priestess, which warrior they meet first is who they end up at the end with, kind of. So she kind of ended up with him, technically, in the afterlife. Yeah, I ruined it there, but yeah, it ended the way it should. I read the author's comment that a lot of people wrote to the author to not let the heroine die, but it just had to happen, and it hurt, and I did cry. But one thing about this series is you need all 7 warriors to summon the god, so none of the 7 warriors die until like after the summoning. Then they were like dying left and right. Versus the original story, they were like dying in the beginning of the well, not at the beginning, but like in the middle of the story. I don't know, right now in my head I'm still pretending that she did live and she and him are living a happy life and everyone's happy. But yeah, I had if you have limited time and you only want to read one side of story, I suggest you read Genbu. Genbu is so much better. I love it. So there is one more priestess, which is the priestess of Byakuo, which is the white tiger. So far, I've seen only 2 chapters of that, so I don't know, maybe another 10 years when that finish. But I'm kind of hoping. Well, I'm not gonna wait for it. Kind of like this one, I'm just gonna read something else and probably come back to it in 10 years. And hopefully the Byakuo arc will be done. So yeah. Alright, so wrapping up. This is an awesome Love Into Another World story. The art style is fantastic. I love it. It has a lot of action, it has comedy, it has everything, and I highly recommend it. I hope my sister, I can introduce this story to my sister to read, but she's not into that, so I probably can't get her to read it, so I'll probably just keep this until, I don't know, I'll donate or something. Well, I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!